Do you find that one week you are worrying about your breathing, wondering if it's lung cancer? The next week it's palpitations and you're convinced there is something wrong with your heart. But then your stomach starts playing up and you're convinced that you have stomach or bowel cancer. One of my viewers called this symptom hopping, which I think is a great way to describe this phenomenon. And this symptom hopping is a sign of health anxiety that is out of control. So I'm going to explain why it happens and give you an exercise to do to help you stop your symptom hopping. So let's start with why it happens. The fear part of the brain is designed to protect us. So if our ancestors had a bad experience with a lion, the brain would look for other similar dangers. So if they saw a tiger or bear, the brain would activate the fight or flight response. In psychology, this is called fear generalization. When in the jungle, our ancestors would constantly be checking for any noises and looking out for anything furry with big teeth. This sets up a reinforcement cycle, and the brain tells them that there may be danger, and their constant checking and hypervigilance confirms to the brain that the threat is valid. So it keeps warning them that they could become a tiger's dinner. But in modern times, very few people die as a result of being eaten by tigers. Most people die of illnesses like heart disease or cancer. So instead of checking behind every bush or tree in the jungle for a tiger, we check Google for symptoms of the diseases that we fear. This constant checking reinforces the belief that we are truly in danger from some disease, so the brain becomes hypervigilant. Just like our ancestors became good at noticing the slightest rustle or noise in the bushes, we have become very good at noticing the slightest changes in our body. And because our constant check-in is reinforcing the belief that we are in danger from an illness, our brain starts to look out for similar dangers. It also keeps us in constant fight or flight mode, which in itself generates lots of different physical symptoms, giving us plenty of opportunity for symptom hopping. You can see an explanation of many common anxiety symptoms in my 20 anxiety symptoms video, linked above. But whereas our ancestors needed this hypervigilance to survive even when they were young, most of us don't need it for most of our lives. So, how do you stop this symptom hopping? Here's an exercise that will help. When you spot a new symptom, you will usually put a lot of time and effort into researching it, which just fuels the anxiety. Instead, I want you to direct that effort into this exercise. Get a pen. Draw 5 columns on a piece of paper. In the first column, write down some previous symptoms that you worried about over the last year or so. Ideally, do around 3 symptoms. In the second column, write down what disease you feared each symptom was a sign of. In the third column, write down on a scale of 1 to 10 how convinced you were that the symptom was due to something serious. In the fourth column, write down what was the conclusion. Did the doctor confirm it was just anxiety? Did the symptom just go away? In the fifth column, write down how convinced you are now that you have the disease that you initially feared. Now reflect on this. Have a look at how strongly you were convinced that you had a serious illness and compare it with the outcome and your current belief. Write down what this means for your latest symptom. What have you learnt? So that's the easy part. Now the hard part. Don't do anything for 3 days. No Googling, no asking others for reassurance, no talking about your symptom, and no trying to distract yourself. Just accept the anxiety that the symptom brings. No trying to treat or suppress the symptom, unless it's something like a headache that is causing you pain, in which case you may want to take some painkillers. At the end of the 3 days, record how strong your belief is that your symptom is something dangerous. If you have successfully resisted reassurance seeking, you should find that the strength of this belief has reduced significantly, and you may even find that the symptom itself has gone, or become less noticeable, because you have stopped focusing on it. Whether to do this exercise is a decision that you will have to make based on your own state of health and situation. But deep down you know when it's anxiety. It's the what-if thoughts that drive the reassurance-seeking behaviours that fuel health anxiety. This exercise will help combat those what-if thoughts. If you found this video useful, please give me a like and comment below. For more videos on health anxiety, check out my health anxiety playlist here.